Okay, we're back.
Welcome back. Okay, so I feel better and now I can go, whew.
Yeah.
So part 2, we are done with Galleria other than, oh, we had a lovely time. We're going back next year. Make your plans. Come and stay. We'll stitch. We'll have a good time. Anyway.
We'll see ya.
So next up, we have some previous finishes. You want to show yours?
I will. I have one by Bent Creek, and it is called Hen. Isn't that cute? That wacky little chicken. I love her.
Now, you're going to talk about it? I'll let you.
I don't think you can see her very well on here, so I think I'm going to outline her, backstitch all the way around, so she just stands out a little bit better.
That's natural linen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and it'll be cute. It's really cute now, and it'll just make her pop right off of there.
She's just so wacky. Did you see her little face?
So mine is actually from Silver Creek, and I wanted to show this one because I talked to Diane about this.
Yeah, beautiful.
After we went on the horrible cruise, we got some credits and things, and we were gone over New Year's Day, and one of my traditions is that I always start something new on New Year's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I pulled this out on the ship and started it and then put it away, and it got set aside for me to work on other things that needed to be done.
You're going to show hers first.
Oh, yeah, thank you. And it took me more than a year to get back to it, and then I just whipped through this thing. And this one is called We Thank Thee by Silver Creek. And I love this. That's what their model looks like. Really pretty. And it says, for each new morning with its light, for rest and shelter through the night, for health and food, for love and friends, for all thy divine goodness sends. So you have to imply that, we thank thee. Or infer that, I suppose. Yeah. But I found this fabric from Silk Weaver, and it's a Wexford linen. So a Wexford linen is heavier, a more substantial linen, and I liked it with this because it just worked. This... I'm sorry, Nancy. This is what mine looks like. Yeah, then I won't smack you. This is what mine looks like. And let's go up. Okay, and I just think this fabric was perfect.
Yeah, we're going off camera.
Okay. I used the colors that she called for. And in fact, you can see those spool-looking things in between are pink. And this fabric is very like orangey and green. This would have made a great Halloween fabric. Mm-hmm. But for me, it felt like sunrise or sunset.
Yeah.
And
it's really pretty. I mean, the fact that you didn't change colors and it works so well with this fabric is amazing.
Yeah, I just loved it.
Trash can.
Yeah, I saw that. I was peeking. One of my little threads came up. So I need to finish this. And, you know, I don't know if it would be beautiful framed. It would be beautiful as a pillow. It'll be beautiful however I do it. So hopefully Diane sees this and gets to see my whole piece because we talked about it. And
you know what? You could do it as a hanger, you know, like a flat piece, and then just put a really pretty hanger on it.
Yeah, I haven't quite, and I think that's why this one is not finished because I want it perfect.
Yeah, something's going to speak to you.
And some of my pieces have to be like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So... Then next up we have current finishes.
And I have a finish.
Woot, woot.
Here's my best witches. Do I have it on there? Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
So I got all those little sparkly bits in and all the stars. And this was Best Witches by Waxing Moon. Mm-hmm. Was one of their freebie pieces. And guess what? I'm going to make it into a pincushion.
Imagine that. And I just realized, I knew that I had been up really late and I couldn't think why. And like, I was barely out of bed and jumping in the shower, and I came in and looked at my phone.
Yeah.
And it had already been about 15 minutes. Nancy had sent me a message and said, on my way. I wasn't even ready, so I was running around grabbing things and throwing things and having a good old time. But the reason that I was up so late, and I was up till about 4 a.m. First of all, my family decided we should have Baskin Robbins ice cream.
Oh.
And that was a lot of sugar late at night. But second of all, I pulled out Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. And I finished!
Yay!
Look
Isn't
at that.
Beautiful.
So this is on, I think it's called Bashful.
Yes.
From Picture This Plus, a really barely pink linen. Most of mine is done with one strand of Vicky Clayton silks over 2. I just kind of looked at the colors on the pattern and made mine kind of mimic it. And I love how this came out.
I do too. I think it's great.
I did move my date, my 2018. I put it all together just because my 8 is really fat. And on this, their date is over here, 1992.
Oh, I couldn't even find it.
I'm going to hold my finger here. The 2 is down here. The 199 is up here. So I just adjusted mine a little bit to make it fit in all together up there. And I don't think you missed the number down here. And I just was afraid that the big fat 8 wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
So, but that's another finish for me this year. And the first time we did this video, I did not remember that I had finished that. And I kept thinking, I know there was something. And of course there was something. It was that. And that was my day 1, May 1st, Mania start. So that's 2 down for me.
Perfect.
So, and I really do think I'm going to do the thing where I have to have that day's project finished to start something new next year.
Now that Best Witches was one of our Christmas in July.
Oh, okay.
For me.
Cool. So then we are up to our current whips.
Okay. Well.
What you whipping, Nancy?
What am I whipping? Oh, I forgot to show you. I got some blue floss from
Teresa, Shakespeare's Peddler. It was really cute. She loves Anchor floss.
Yeah.
And she had a whole jar full, and whatever you bought. So mine is purple, and I didn't have it readily available. But and any time you purchased, you could reach your hand in there and get a piece of floss.
Was nice. So I just reached in my bag at Galleria and pulled out the next project. And this one was also on our Christmas in July.
Oh, okay.
So I pulled out Winter Knocker.
So you're kind of working your way through those projects.
Yeah. So I have on my check, if you
really
remember.
Really cute on this check.
I'm sorry, I can't get it apart. So I got all of the tree in. I had put this in the lace during our stitch along, but I got all of the tree in, and then now I've got most of his body, all of his body, and just have his head left up there. So
it's really going to be cute, especially on that check.
Yeah,
you'll have to share that one with them for sure. Designers a picture.
Oh.
Designers were so sweet at this. They said, "Oh, please send pictures. Please send pictures. We want to see."
Yeah, we love to see how you do our designs.
Judy Whitman of JBW said, "You need to join my Facebook group and post pictures in there so I can see what you've done." So I'll be posting my reindeer ABCs shortly in there. Well, Nancy did her own conversion on this one.
Yes, because I didn't have any of the fabrics, so
any of the floss, yeah.
Floss. Well, I didn't have that
whatever
fabric
that stuff
either.
is called.
But
do you have a needle fob too? Still.
Shut up.
She normally would call me a word that she won't say on camera.
And it's not sister.
My current whip is from Rosewood Manor. And when I had thought about this, thankfully, the night before, when I've been going through all of my stash, I came across this one again. And I have Rosewood Manor's Green on Green. And we got to see this model done up in the shop. And it's done on Picture This Plus Pappas.
I heard you say it this time.
Yeah. And they use 28 count. I'm not sure if I'm using 28 count or 30 count, but I'm just using a green linen. I think it's coming off kind of brown. Maybe you'll see it. But it's a green linen. And when I started, I had
At Galleria when you started.
when I got ready to stitch,
Yeah.
I only had this row of diamonds and this one little flower. Now I had that because I had contacted Carrie of Carrie's Creations and had said, hey, I want some silk floss that's your limited edition. Her limited edition is stuff that she's not going to produce. It's not a color she's going to carry. It's too close to something else. So she sells it at a severe discount. And I had contacted her and said, hey, I want to stitch this in silks. And it's a huge piece, and so I need a lot of skeins. And on your site, I like these greens. And I had told her what pattern and that I like these greens. And she said, oh, I have a couple. And I said, well, I think this one sounds like what I want. And she said, oh, I really want you to see this one to make sure. So I'm going to send you a sample. She didn't send me a sample. She sent me a whole skein. And I tried it out and said, oh, I love it. So she sent me a big bag. I'll show you my bag in a minute. But I got all of this done.
Look at that. Now that's clear from the bottom to the top.
Yeah. So this is how big it will be. And I have plenty of fabric, both sides. I think I measured up 3 inches. And I'm right now on this little sampler up here, which is so cute. It's got 4-sided stitch all the way around it. And then it has a whole slew of fun little stitches in it. It uses diamond eye variations, tied half roads, triple leviathan with crossbars, cluster block variation, upright cross, hexagon star, and the 4-sided stitch, which is the frame around the outside of the sampler. See that little sampler there? It's so cute. So I'm ready for my cluster blocks. And I think we talked the last time about how they always throw in extra patterns. She threw in trees. She threw in a needle book, couple of needle books. She made a mini sampler. She's got a needle cover, a needle book cover. She shows you, oh, here's a bookmark. She just pulls out things that you can do with the motifs that she's provided you. And this has a beautiful alphabet.
Yes.
Am I on the right? Yep. This has a beautiful alphabet, so you could do all sorts of personalization with it. But, oh, here's my bag of yummy goodness from Carrie's Creations. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
And it feels so good. It's kind of a rolled silk, so it feels good. Anyway.
Lovely.
So my current plans are that I'm going to go home and maybe I'm going to stitch on this and maybe I'm going to stitch on something else. Who knows?
Well, I'm probably going to stitch on my little guy there until I get him done.
Yep. I just kind of go through what I'm in the mood for. Screaming rotation. It is that for a reason because I just work on whatever's calling the loudest. And at this point, we're going to tell you that we have a couple of things we want to talk about the retreat. So if you're not interested in that, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you. Glad you jumped to the second one here with us.
Yep. And please remember to like and subscribe.
Yes.
And don't panic if you hit the thumbs down and didn't mean to. Don't close it out. Just tap it again. It'll go away. I have been going, no, when I tap that thing and just, yeah. It goes right away as long as you don't close it. And if you hit it, so what? That's okay. We have a lot of you.
If you meant to, tell us why. If you didn't mean to, tell us why.
And, that's fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you. So we'll see you next week. Anybody who is planning on coming to the retreat or who wants to hear more retreat news, this is it. We have heard that there is kind of some stuff going on with another retreat that's not so good. And I know that it's kind of hurtful for us because this is the first year that we're throwing this big retreat.
Right.
We've
done a retreat before, so, you know.
And if you have any questions about the
us.
validity of our retreat, contact us. We can give you
CC's name, Kathy's
the
name at
CrossStitch
CC
shop.
and Company, because they're working with us on this. So,
and they gave us a lovely donation for our retreat
Yes.
last year, and we had people that we worked with. So we're happy to give you information if you feel like you need it.
right.
We are not collecting nearly as much money as what was collected. So we are only handling $100 of your money, and that is for your retreat fee, which you're paying directly to us.
Right.
Then the other part of it is that once you have paid that, we connect you with our Facebook group, which is getting kind of fun. We want some
Yeah.
people to post some more in there.
Yeah.
Remember that Kathy and Sylvia are in there, so you can ask them questions about their shop, about anything going on there, and they will tell you what's going on.
Any designs you're looking for, ask them. They'll be glad to help you out there. And don't forget, they will start a basket for you early.
I don't know if you want to start it this early, but they would mail you things too if you want. They have great customer service, and in fact, when we were in there, I was looking for a couple of patterns that are a little bit older, and Kathy told me, oh, if Sylvia can't get that from the order, she will just call that designer directly because she knows the designer that I need mine from. And she will just say, hey, do you have more of these? Or is my stitcher out of luck or what?
Yeah, I love that because they're so good about jumping to and helping. Lovely ladies.
Yes. So the other part, once you get on the Facebook group, it'll give you the instructions on what you need to do, what you need to use to book your room at the Drury Hotel to join us. And the funny thing is that we went to Galleria and we were rooming with Debbie, and Debbie Williams said, oh, I haven't booked our room yet. Can you guys help me remember to book the room? And I said, well, that might be tough because we haven't booked ours.
So I finally remembered to call this week. Something caught my eye, and I'm like, oh, I got to do that. I got to get that done. And I called the lady. And the lady answered, and I told her, I said, yeah, we're doing a retreat next year there, and I kind of need to make our reservations for it. And she just laughed. She said, yes, it would be nice if you guys would join your retreat.
And this is about the point that the video cut off the last time.
Yes.
So. And I can see we are almost at a half hour again, so I'm glad
17 minutes, yeah.
So I'm glad that we decided to do this.
Yes.
But please do go ahead and make your reservation. We have 10 rooms that have been booked for groups of multiple people or a couple of singles. If you're going to be a single in your room, if you will let us know that at the email that we provided, that helps me because I can kind of keep track. If you haven't told us who your roommates are, let us know that so that we can kind of track that. We're just trying to get a good, accurate count of how many rooms we actually have.
Right. And don't forget, the Facebook site is for you, too. So if you don't have a roommate and you want a roommate, put it out there. Let them know. Then you guys can talk together and get to know each other and see if you're a fit.
Some of our friends found each other on there and are rooming together. So that's fine. That works out great. We do have a room minimum we're trying to fulfill so that we get our stitching room planned.
The big room for all of us.
So that's the part that probably makes us the most anxious.
Antsy, yeah.
And we know we have given you until December 31st to get your retreat fee in. We still have openings. We still have a waiting list that we will fill once we get all of the open spots filled.
Right.
At this point, our day stitchers should hopefully not have a problem getting in.
I think we only have like 3 or 4 day stitchers, so...
And if, I think I counted, and if everybody who's on the list is able to come and books their rooms with what we've been given so far, that we are fine on rooms.
Great.
We just have to get it all in there.
Yeah.
So.
And as we get closer to the cutoff for the room rate, we'll let you know that too.
And the other thing I wanted to say about the rooms is that I'm hoping there's some some little bits popping up about Mr. Landis's search for employment or something. And we're just thinking a lot. But if that all works out, I am hoping to stay at the hotel maybe an extra night so that I can be out there. I had said that I would be happy to take a group out to Picture This Plus. And I'm sure Marilyn will be thrilled that we're doing that. But
now, I talked to the lady about that too, because I just booked, the
nights of the retreat.
Yes, the retreat nights. And I told her, I said, I don't know. We were talking about early, we were talking about late. So, can we change it? And she goes, oh, yeah, you can change it clear up to the day before.
Wow.
So, that's really amazing. As long as they have room, you can change it that late.
And what they had told us is that you can book a couple of days before or after or both.
At the same rate.
Yes, and extend your trip. They like you to be able to do that. And we heard people talking this weekend at the Embassy Suites that said that they felt like the Drury was a really good option, and that you absolutely could do breakfast and dinner there.
Mm-hmm. That there was plenty of food, and that it was a good quality. So,
and some of our friends said that they stopped at the corner cafe right out there by the hotel and tried it out, and they really liked it.
Yeah,
cinnamon rolls.
Yes,
this big. Yeah.
I wanted to tell you too, though, about the hotel and the booking. If that's something that has held you up to not book yet, that you're not sure what your schedule, your plan is going to be, when you're going to be able to be there, there's an option. Book it for the retreat, and then you can adjust it later on if you need it. Mm-hmm. So at least that way you have your room.
And remember... but
that's you're probably going to tell that.
What? I bet I'm not.
About the credit card.
No.
Okay. They'll need your credit card to book, but they will not charge you until check-in. And then they'll hold an amount just to cover...
And I would bet that you would have the option to pay in cash if you wanted, and they would just keep that card on file in case something happened that they needed to discuss with you. So,
okay.
I was going to say, remember that we will have a smalls exchange.
Oh, yeah.
And our theme is summer vacation. Mm-hmm. So we would love for your pieces to be summer vacation themed, and that makes it a lot of fun. If you're not able to do that and you come up with something else, it's not like we're going to kick you out for stitching something else.
No, I'm sure everything that you're going to do, anything you're going to do is going to be beautiful, and we're going to all appreciate it.
Yes. Oh, Sue Wild, I forgot to bring my box today. I told you that I bought stuff for Debbie's exchange that I gave her. Well, I also got my exchange from our group.
Gosh, that was beautiful.
I'll bring it next week, and you guys will see it, and you guys will die. So I don't think...
I'm sure there'll be a lot of drooling over that.
Yeah, it's fabulous. And what's funny is that Michelle Garrett had just showed... Michelle Bendy had just shown... had just shown a picture of this sampler that she's doing. And then I got there and got my gift from Sue, and it is she took a motif from that sampler. So that was really cool.
That was cool.
This is what I made for Debbie Williams.
Isn't that cute?
I think it's called Autumn Song. And then I had this cool batik. And I know it's pink and everything else is like fall colors, but it is orangey too on there. And it worked perfectly with it.
I like
So that's what I gave her, along with some other little goodies. That was my piece, and I was excited about that. And I saw... This way.
Oh, yeah.
Looky. It's Corey. I just loved getting to meet Corey.
That was fun.
But anyway, that's really all we have about the retreat this week. If you have questions about the retreat that you want us to answer, it's probably better for us to do it on here so that everybody else who's wondering the same thing can get their answers. So feel free to post in the comments if you need to. Ask us anything about it. If you have anything that's that's making you wonder. And we a lot of times will have discussed things and then don't remember that we haven't.
I think that's Teresa's cat hair.
Oh gosh. And then we don't remember that we've discussed it, you know. So anyway, that's it for this week. So
it's a long one.
So we'll see if we film next week on Saturday or Sunday because it's the festival here in Gladstone, Gladfest, that I'll be at. Until then, she's Nancy.
And she's Laura.
And we are the Addicted Sisters. Have a great Stitchy week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.